a lot of people believe the catalyst for the real momentum came with a furious denunciation by President Trump of Prime Minister Netanyahu about the attack by Israeli forces on Doha, on Hamas negotiators, that was done without prior agreement from the United States. Doha obviously has a huge American military base there, the biggest in the Middle East for American forces. And the moment that happened, I was like, what the hell is Israel doing? Why on earth would it, attack in Doha, knowing how inflammatory that would be to the whole Middle East and to all the rulers of all the Middle East countries, as it has been. It would enrage President Trump, who's a close friend of the Emir of Qatar. I know that because I saw them together in Doha at the state dinner earlier this year. And I couldn't understand anything about this. None of it made sense. And we now understand that Prime Minister Netanyahu apologized to the Prime Minister of Qatar for what happened. Donald Trump has now given security guarantees to Qatar that if this happens again, the United States will get involved in defending Qatar's interests. It seemed to me a calamitously bad decision, and it failed. You know, no Hamas commanders were killed. A Qatari security guy was killed. Other people totally unconnected were killed. I mean, do you concede now that this whole thing was a complete fiasco and should never have happened?
Let me try to explain it to you, Piers, since you say that you don't understand what happened. This attack in Qatar wasn't a complete fiasco, it was a complete success, as evidenced by the fact that all the hostages, all the live hostages, have now been released, in part as a direct result for this attack. And if you think that Israel and Trump weren't 100% coordinated in an attack in Qatar, then maybe you're in the wrong line of work. Your conceptualization of international relationships is somewhat lacking. I think it's quite clear that President Trump really appreciates the ability to play good cop, bad cop in the Middle East, letting Israel be the United States boots on the ground and the bad cop, and then he can step in and be the good cop and protect Qatar's and other geopolitical opponents of Israel from the Israelis. And I think it's quite clear that the attack in Qatar did two things. One, said you don't understand why we would do it. I think it's pretty clear that Israel attacked Hamas leadership in Qatar, who lead the organization, who planned these attacks, who celebrate the success of the awful atrocities on October 7th, which you yourself said that you 100% condemn. And I think it sent a clear message that they can't enjoy their ill-gotten, stolen riches from the Arab population of Gaza, which you appear to support, or at least you say you do, without consequences, while people in their name do all of these atrocities and continue the war and refuse to give up. So I think it sent a clear message both to Hamas leadership that you guys aren't safe hiding in Qatar while your cronies conduct all of these atrocities for you in Gaza. And I think it also sent a message to Qatar: we will not allow you to get away with playing both sides of the fence, supporting Hamas financially to the tune of hundreds of millions, giving succor to the leaders of Hamas, while our hostages wallow in Hamas tunnels. And it seems quite clear that this attack was 100% successful, even if it didn't kill all of its intended targets, by moving things along and conveying to the actual decision makers that you better make the right decision here or else. And I think it's quite clear that Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu are pretty coordinated in this political masterful act. In a very short period of time, Hamas lost all political support from its allies, Turkey and Qatar and so forth. So I hope that helped clarify things for you, or at the very least for your audience.